Hi everyone, it's Christina here. Welcome back to Photo Sprouts. So first of all, I have to apologize that I haven't uploaded any new videos lately because I've been so busy. So please forgive me. The last video that I have uploaded was already 3 months ago, and that was in Lake Merritt, Oakland. In that tutorial, I worked with the model Brianna to shoot some dramatic portraits. I used an off-camera flash to balance the ambient and the flash or the subject exposure. And I'm going to show you the second part of that photo shoot, which is about sunset portraiture. And again, I used an off-camera flash to balance the ambient and the subject exposure. But I've added something new, which is about using color correction gels. This is a CTB, a blue gel, and this is a CTO, an orange gel. So in the second part of that photo shoot, I shot some sunset portraiture, and I've created two scenarios. In the first scenario, I increased my camera's white balance to 9500K, and by increasing the Kelvin temperature, my sunset photos are gonna look very warm and yellowish. And in order to color correct Brianna's skin tone, I've added a CTB gel. In the second scenario, I dropped the Kelvin temperature down to 38K so that my sunset picture will look a little bluish or purplish, very beautiful magic hour. And in order to correct Brianna's skin tone, I used a CTO gel. And in that photo shoot, I will also show you what will happen if I don't use any of these gels. So I hope you enjoy watching my behind the scenes, but I have to tell you that there are 3 things that I will not talk about in this behind the scene video. Instead, I'll talk about these 3 very important things in a separate tutorial, which you can find a link down below. So the first thing that I'm going to explain in that tutorial is a very detailed explanation on how to use CTO and CTB gels. In fact, whenever your white balance is higher than 6000K or lower than 4200K, you already have to use these CTB or CTO gel. Sunset portraiture is just one of the many scenarios that you have to use these gels. So in that separate tutorial, you'll learn more. Second, there are 5 factors that will affect your subject's exposure. And throughout my YouTube tutorials, I just talked about the first factor, which is the flash's output power. In fact, there are 4 factors that are affecting the subject exposure, and I'm going to explain that in great detail in that separate tutorial. And number 3, I'm going to talk about the strategy change whenever it hits sunset. Say, for instance, the sunset time is 7 p.m. Before 7 p.m., you'll use one strategy. But exactly at 7 p.m., you have to change some settings in your camera to use another strategy. And you'll learn that in that tutorial. So I hope to create more useful videos like this in the future. You can support me or make this happen by buying me a cup of coffee or donating $5 to gain access to these very informative videos. Thank you so much, and I hope you find it very useful. The sun is about to go down, and I want to film the sunset and also the magic hour. I will raise my Kelvin temperature and my white balance all the way up to 9500 approximately, and then to compensate for the skin tone, I'll add in a CTB. Okay. Let me set the white balance first to 9500. It will give me a very warm ambient, a very warm temperature. Okay, so exposing for the ambient, test shots. Wow, so cool. Okay, maybe this. Okay, awesome. Now turn on the light. Good. Wonderful. So now I'm going to bring down my Kelvin temperature down to 3800, and it will give you a very bluish tone. In order to balance the skin tone, I'm going to add a half CTO on the light. Okay, so bringing the Kelvin down all the way to 3800, like this. Okay, test shots. Woo, so pretty. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. We're photo sprouts photography workshops in San Francisco and Palo Alto. Equipment is provided for beginners so that they don't have to buy a camera to come to a photography class.